Welcome to a special edition of the Holy Shhh Podcast. It's your boy ABE from DET.
It's your boy Ron T, the icon.
My name is Chuck Jordan.
And I am the one and only Coach DTM. What's good?
We are back at it, breaking down episode 2 of the Mr. McMahon documentary on Netflix.
As
we left off on episode 1, at the end, we were all praising Mr. McMahon. We were saying, oh, he's a great businessman. That was at the end of episode 1. But now, you son of a bitch. Mr. McMahon, we got some shit to talk about. But before we do that, Chuck, can you break down what this episode is about?
Episode 2 is titled Heat. And in the real world of wrestling, superstars and storylines, plus Vince's reputation, attract scandal and scrutiny in the media. A new competitor rises up.
Anybody just want to start off? I don't even know where the fuck to start with this shit. Ron, your thoughts, please. Just start us off.
I came in high on Mr. McMahon, and then as the episode went on, we got to see that his first priority is his business over everything and everybody. That's morals. That's any decision that he can make. Is as long as it's best for business, he doesn't care. So that's what I got from this episode.
Damn, Coach.
If we talk about specifics, we'll get onto that a little bit later.
Coach, your overall thoughts before we.
I mean, I saw the same thing that Ron just said. You know what I'm saying? I actually saw what Chuck put in our group chat a few days ago as a form of advice, saying when you do this, make sure you're tunnel vision, so that you see nothing but greatness in what you are doing. He didn't say that verbatim, but you know, that's what I got from what he said. Be tunnel vision. And that's what Vince was. Vince was tunnel vision all the way through and through. So I might not be on the same FU McMahon type vote yet. You know what I mean? We're gonna get into it, but let's go. What you think, Chuck?
The lines are blurred between reality and business. Vince only believes in business.
There we go.
Reality means nothing to him.
Nothing.
In fact, he lives in such a world where he's such in control, he lost track of where reality, because he only lives in his business mind.
Right. And the last one left off with him having such a hit at some WrestleMania 1. I didn't really, we always talk about WrestleMania 1. I didn't realize how bad WrestleMania 2 was, and just the hecticness of it being in multiple locations.
Yeah.
2 just I never thought about it like that. Never even ring a bell. But 3 absolutely
Andre
does.
Fucking giant.
3 was
hero,
right
bro.
here in our home state of Michigan, the Pontiac Silverdome, where Barry Sanders and the Lions used to raise hell. 93,000 people.
Not even that. Not even that.
It was that.
Rumor has it
here.
They had the actual, what was the actual number? Like 73,000.
78,000, what they said, or something like that. But
in
my mind,
78. But
there were people on the floor, though. There were people on the floor.
Just like when we went,
he counted all the ring crew and all the wrestlers with all the fans and was like, we got 93,000.
Right.
There's no way you can tell me we don't have 93,000.
Hey, the way Vince was, I wouldn't doubt that he made even the wrestlers buy a ticket. So
yeah.
Right.
Bro, but I want to throw something out here. We work a lot, and I know Abe works more than all the rest of us, but when WCW got invented and was changing the landscape of, hey, you ain't got to work 7 days. 365.
Don't that sound familiar about right now?
Putting your body on the line, hurting yourself, wrestlers wrestling hurt. And then Abe's boy, Sniz Naeem of the year, when the unions tried to get ratified, he was like, I went to Vince myself and was like, all right, Jesse the Body starting up shit. What's up with your boy, Abe?
Now,
what's up with your boy?
I got always
Hogan, huh?
Hogan is on my Mount Rushmore forever.
Sniz
What he did in the
Naeem.
ring, but his personal decisions, no, I don't agree with none of that.
Sniz
Snitches end up in
Naeem.
ditches.
So y'all are against the fact that he was on Vince's side.
In a way, man, like
if you was Vince, would you have wanted someone to be on your side?
Of course, Vince McMahon once. That's why he loved Hulk Hogan so much. But he was 100%. I feel like this. I'm gonna do what's best for business, brother. But the whole problem is that he got enemies in the locker room. You don't want enemies in the locker room. These are people that you're gonna be around. That's your boss. These are your people. Supposed to be.
Okay, so be honest with you, Coach. The business was built off of Hulk Hogan. We'll be honest.
Right.
As Hulkamania grew, the WWF grew. And Vince, he said Vince was behind his entire character. So I can understand why he would ride for Vince.
He felt like
everything fell on his back. But when he wanted to go to Hollywood, Vince made a movie for him. He wanted to do this, Vince made it happen. So I can understand him being Vince's boy. But
fantastic movie.
But then when Vince told you, tell the truth about the roids, he wanted to lie. And then when Vince had to deal with the roids, what'd he do? He joined WCW. He was a writer, though. Hulk was a writer. No, he was not. He was what benefited him.
Yep, he was a benefit.
Business.
Right.
And business was Hulkamania. That's what that was.
Business was me, brother.
I've seen this firsthand where you have the opportunity to tell the truth, and you probably will get off if you tell the truth, but the lie just feels so much better that you like, you know what, that wasn't even me. I don't know what
he said only
about.
Took it. He said only took steroids 3 times. Like now, so
he said I've never done it, brother.
He said no. He said he's only taken it 3 times.
Everybody's like, we was administering you. We gave it to you, my guy.
So the funny thing about this is that the funny thing about this is that I remember this when I was a kid when they went through this whole steroid thing, and I'm like, no, Hulk Hogan would never use steroids, and then all these people coming out saying like, I gave Hulk Hogan a few times. I shot him in his back. Like I don't know what you're talking about. I remember this shook my childhood to the core when I was a kid. I was like, no, not Hulk Hogan. But man, this whole thing, it was a lot of nostalgia. I remember a lot of this stuff going down. I didn't really know the intricate parts of it as a kid. Just like the Jimmy Superfly Snuka thing, how Vince was just sweeping stuff under the rug. The Pat Patterson thing messed me up. Like I knew Pat Patterson was gay, but I didn't know that he was groping the talent backstage.
People's peckers in the locker room. What is that all about?
And then they couldn't
Pat.
They couldn't say nothing because he was a booker and he was like number 2 guy to Vince McMahon. So they felt like if they would have told Vince McMahon, they would have got fired. Right. I was like, man, I didn't realize all that stuff that was going on backstage. Even the referee that had the ring boys. It was everybody knew that this guy was a pedophile, and he was just Vince McMahon was tunnel vision. I don't see nothing.
Speaking of referees,
I don't see anything. Oh yeah, that whole thing.
I felt horrible for old girl. She coming out and like, hey, this is what happened to me, and they just looking at her like, did it really?
Right.
Did it really?
11 at you. Okay. Yeah, that was sad though, man.
So my question, Abe. The funny, like we've been saying, we joking around saying no Diddy. Speaking of, don't this thing parallel that whole kind of situation when you get somebody that's so powerful, they got so much like money and power, and they feel like they can do anything they want to, and they can't even fathom the fact that a woman would not be sexually attracted to them. Like that part does not even cross their mind. So they're like, it was consensual. Like it was consensual. It was what did he say? He said it was a fling that he had and he let it go and she felt a certain way about it. It was like in reality she was afraid of saying no. So she just went with it. In their mind, it's like, oh no, she wanted it. She went through it. It's crazy the parallels that I see between the two and a whole lot of other people that got money and power like that. Like he probably believed to this day, like 100%, that it was consensual.
It was a storyline.
It was a storyline, right?
Yeah.
I was Mr. McMahon. It wasn't Vince.
It wasn't Vince. That was Mr. McMahon.
Go ahead, Chuck.
Man, I don't even know where to start. But
you raised your hand. How you gonna
I
raise
don't know,
your
because
hand?
because there were so many points
Go to the
Ron was
back of the
talking about.
class.
Ron was talking about. I wanted to
Kick
say
him out the
something, then I lost it.
classroom.
I lost it.
Well,
Oh, I was gonna say the other day when me and you was texting, and you would say, "Bro, say no Diddy." I think me and Abe was texting. I legit was like, "No Vince."
No Vince.
I know, no, because no homosexual activities have been related to Vince.
I
Yeah,
forgot what we were
just
talking about, but I did text
Just
no
women.
Vince.
Yeah, you can't say no Vince. That's Diddy been rumored to have some male relations, not Vince. He's still a man's man. He may be a little too aggressive, but he's still a man's man.
Hey,
But-
I see what's going on outside of this documentary, and it's no Vince.
To me,
they both wild.
I don't like it.
Go ahead, coach.
So
Not
that
one
doctor
man,
though.
like, go ahead, coach.
Go ahead, coach.
I feel like even if he had one issue, right? I think he's so powerful, he's so up there, he's so recognized that 10 more people can come out and everybody just gonna believe what they say, even if it was a flame, if you was a side chick that wanted more, he cut you off and you're fired. You know, if you hit him with those, he in a position now where people just gonna kind of believe what people are saying at this point. So it's gonna really hurt. I think that's that played a major role in why he made decisions that he made later on down the line.
I like that, but I also realized from being a fan of wrestling, we've all seen how scandalous he had women barking like dogs.
Yeah.
Had bra and panty matches, mud wrestling.
They wanted that though. They didn't say no. There was people who said no and got fired.
Right. That's why they didn't say
That's
no.
what I'm saying. The fear of being fired.
Get fired.
Yeah. And it was
way.
at that point in time,
Just
it
like
was
the men. There was men
nowhere.
who didn't say nothing. Men just let it happen. Pat Patterson grabbing their peckers. They were scared. They didn't want to get fired. They got families to feed. Coach, they can't afford to get fired.
They were kids. That's different.
we talking about Tony Ellis. Tony Ellis was like
getting his rubbed up on Pat Patterson.
Yeah. Hey, what are you gonna say?
All right, now you brought it up. You cued me perfectly. Tony Atlas. Everybody talking about what they didn't do. Tony Atlas is on Netflix live series talking about I raped plenty of bitches. I took advantage of everybody. Why ain't nobody arresting this nigga? He is on the documentary announcing I took advantage of bitches. I did some horrible things. I should be in hell and jail.
All of them were saying that.
He don't have nothing though.
I guess you gotta have something.
He's not a known figure anymore. He don't have anything, so it's like, why would I come at you? You can't. It's like if the homeless man run into your car with his bike. ain't no suing him.
Yeah, I guess that's a sad fact, man.
Hey, but let the owner of the Cowboys, Jerry, run into your car. Oh, you.
Nobody touch me unless you're a trained professional. I'm not moving.
Right. Man, this was a dark episode. It was a fast, quick turn from episode 1, man.
Yeah,
the trial.
I definitely.
Do y'all think that Hogan's gonna sniz Nye on him?
I don't know.
They left it at the cliffhanger.
I think Hogan's gonna give just enough information to where he answers their questions, but not giving them too much. Like I'm gonna do what I have to do. I'm gonna testify, like you said, but I'm not gonna give you hardly any kind of information that you can use against him. I'm just gonna give a bunch of vague answers. That's what I think Hogan's gonna do.
And speaking of the trial, Vince, we was talking about episode 1, how much of a genius he is. He's still a genius. For him to get that neck surgery right before the trial so he could wear that brace and look sympathetic, that was all part of his life, man. Just a script, a movie, man.
He was.
That's what I'm saying. Nothing is reality in that man's life.
He was ahead of the curve. He was for sure ahead of the curve.
Walking in with a smile on his face.
Let me ask y'all this now. Y'all on Vince's top pause about y'all on Hulk Hogan's top pause about him snitching, right?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody saying nothing about the people who was trying to snitch on Hogan, saying that he was lying and that we was the one to inject him. Pause.
And
You know what I'm saying? Like
Vince told him to tell the truth, and he was like, "I
he
got
told
another
him.
plans, brother. I got more different plans, brother." That's it.
He was
And
like,
as we
I
know
literally
more
went
and
on-
more,
he said he was like, I went to Arsenio Hall, and he was like, I literally had just got off the phone with Vince, and Vince told me just tell the truth. And by the time them cameras got going, he was like, I didn't listen. That was one time I wish I would have listened to Vince, because everything else in his career he listened to Vince, and he had a great career. As soon as he stopped listening to Vince, everything went to shit.
mm-hmm.
One thing I love about this whole all these episodes is just like Ron was saying earlier, the nostalgic factor. How you keep being reminded, oh, I remember this. Like Hulk Hogan when he made that movie No Holds Bar, holding up that guy. What's that smell?
yeah,
Dookie.
Dookie.
Oh, classic movie, man.
Yeah, I forgot about that movie too. I was laughing.
He was
I was like,
like,
"Oh man, I forgot about this movie."
I was afraid to lose Hogan. I couldn't lose him to Hollywood. I was like, well, you want to make a movie? We'll make a movie.
Right. The power Vince had, man.
He made a terrible movie just so people wouldn't hire him for another couple years, which was funny. So also I was looking at like the parallel of when there was no other big company to go to and they ran into trouble, and this is when WCW decided to come in and tell people, hey, we're going to take better care of you and you don't have to work all these hours. And they started, having people go to WCW. It reminded me of when WWE was the big thing and there was nobody else to go. There was hoarding talent, and like you can go to TNA, but TNA really wasn't, or Impact at the time, they wasn't really doing nothing. There was really nowhere to really go. And then AEW came and said, all right, we're changing the game and making it better. And it forced WWE again to change how they do stuff to make it better for the talent. But WWE has always been in the center of everything, where people have to make changes to how they do stuff to make it better. So
the big brothers.
I thought that was pretty funny. I was like, oh, WCW did the same thing AEW did.
Yeah,
WCW did the same thing that WWF did to the territories. Let's be honest.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. Technically, yeah.
The same thing Vince did. Then he's gonna look at Ted Turner weird, like, what's going on?
Man, what an episode too, man. Any final thoughts before we give our ratings?
Can't wait for episode 3. I'm waiting for this trial.
Yeah, same.
Coach, on a scale of 1 to 10, what are you giving episode 2?
Man, it was definitely. I like the cliffhanger. I like the fact that I was all in, all tuned in. I couldn't turn it off. I was like, whoa, I'm gonna give it a. I give it a 9. To be honest, I give it a 9.
Ron T, your rating.
I think I'm going to give it a 10, simply again because of all of the nostalgia factor of stuff that I remember was going on. I remember seeing these columns in the newspaper. My dad was reading it. I remember watching my dad go from being a big wrestling fan to, oh man, I can't support this guy because of the stuff he was reading in the newspaper. And then just to being able to see in context everything that was going on with an adult mind so I could actually understand it. I felt like that was great to see. So I'm giving it a 10 because I feel like there was no drop off from episode 1 to episode 2.
Yeah.
Chuck.
Hulk Hogan didn't know if he was going to get over in WrestleMania 3. He was so panicked, so heartbroken. Didn't know because Andre, he was like, you can't make Andre do what Andre.
I like that too a lot.
Yeah,
that was fire.
Because he's a giant. Man had back surgery, still was hurt, barely could get up, and still put on one hell of a ring and said, Slum. when did you realize that Andre wasn't going to kick out? We didn't kick out.
Right.
And for that alone, for Andre, for Big Andre.
Is that a 10 or Illuminati?
Or is that Diamond Dallas Page?
Oh.
Self high five.
Okay.
I'm
10.
I was with y'all, but it was just a little pecker grabbing in the locker room. All that stuff makes. I don't mind.
Hey, it was what do you say? It was a
makes
gay
me a little
witch hunt.
uncomfortable. So
It was a gay witch
9.9.
hunt.
9.9.
It was a little too many no Diddy moments for me. 9.
Doggone it, Pat Patterson.
Doggone it,
Pat Patterson.
It wasn't Pat. That's what Vince said.
Wasn't
It wasn't one of them. It wasn't Pat.
That's it for us. We will see y'all next time for episode 3. Cannot wait to see how this trial turns out. Until then, it's your boy ABE from DET.
It's your boy Ron T, the icon.
My name is and my name is Chuck Jordan.
Okay, throw me off, but I am the one and only Coach DT.
We'll see
That's
y'all.
King Coach to y'all. You got to do the King Coach to y'all. Come on,
Coach to y'all, baby. Let's get it.
Peace.
Media.